just to say where we do actually differentiate, like trans women are absolutely not women. And that's why we're playing the crazy game right now, is because we have people that are trying to parse reality and say, well, I believe trans women are women, but they're also biological men. Like the fact that we are calling them trans women, it is because they are not women.
I think there are a lot of families out there who don't believe boys should play girls' sports.
They're not boys. I'm not gonna.
What's going on, guys? We got to talk about this insane CNN panel hosted by, you guessed it, Abby Phillip again. So for some reason they gave her a top level job where she is a boring host of this CNN panel, because that's just, you know, kind of her personality. She's kind of stale, and I guess that works for some of these news people. It seems like they're trying to kind of expand that to get things more interesting, seeing as how they're kind of getting their ass kicked by like basic grassroots podcasts these days. So you got this woke journalist, Jay Michaelson, completely losing his mind over this trans issue, having a discussion with conservative just because he uses the term boy to describe a trans girl. These people are ridiculous, and I think that by capitulating to them, we run a big risk of normalization, which is not what we want. We do want this to be something considered abnormal and something that we want to discourage, because obviously you have a bunch of lunatics running our society, a lot of them ending up offing themselves. You run the risk of extinction of the human race. And to top it off, Donald Trump has something to say about this issue that I'm going to get to after I react to this CNN clip. Let's get into it.
I think there are a lot of families out there who don't believe boys should play girls' sports.
They're not boys. I'm not going to listen to transphobia at this table. I am not going to listen to you call a trans girl a boy.
Are you going to allow me to finish my explanation?
When you use a word that's a slur, I'm going to interrupt. That's not how it is.
Jay,
they're not boys.
Imagine considering this guy is saying that, I don't know if you guys heard him say that saying boy to describe a trans girl is considered a slur. Not a biological fact. It is literally a slur to this. This is what the country rejected the other day, is nonsense just like this.
They're not boys. They're not playing girls softball. I'm not going to sit there and listen to that.
Let's reset for a second, because, look, this is a really heated issue, right? And Shermichael, I know you. I know that you understand that people have different views on this. I think out of respect for Jay, like, let's try to talk about this in a way that is respectful.
No. Jay needs to shut the hell up. That's what needs to happen, and let Shermichael say his piece. And then if you disagree with him, then you tell him what you disagree with. Like they've had, if you guys remember from the past, they had, I believe it was like Oprah, Dr. Phil, people like this. They would be talking to like Klans members, and they would say like crazy things about black people. Let them say what they got to say. Like Oprah Winfrey just sat there and just listened to them. Let the people say what they got to say, and you can say afterward, hey, I think you're a disgrace. I don't believe in anything that you're saying. But let him speak his mind, and if you disagree with him, it's fine. But this isn't about race. This is about genders born from birth. These are about things that you're born with. Your race and your gender, these things you're born. You can't just change them because you feel like it. It's insane.
Okay, so let me rephrase this, since I'm being targeted here.
I don't. Just to be clear, you are not being targeted.
I am. But it's okay.
I'm specifically saying that I know that you are not intending to be transphobic.
He should know that I'm not. But he wants to sit here and
calling you
bloviate.
transphobic. I'm saying you're using a phrase that you know.
So the way regular people interpret it,
that's not regular people. That's not regular people. There's no consensus that these are actually boys. This whole thing about trans girls is a canard. We're talking about a tiny...
These people just never know when to shut the hell up. Like, he still didn't get to speak earlier, and now you over here talking again.
Tiny sliver of the population.
That may be the
and we're
case,
using
but my point in terms of its effectiveness...
Just get to your point.
My point in terms of its effectiveness.
Just keep talking.
Regular people with children look at these things, and they say, you know what? This is a bit too far. I do not agree with this. I don't like this. I think Democrats are going way too much to the left on social issues. They're uncomfortable with it. A lot of people believe that. A lot of families believe that. You may disagree with that reality, but that's why Republicans kept running those ads over and over and over again, because they saw the metrics suggested that they were working.
In those ads over and over again, and using rhetoric like you just used, saying this is boys playing girls sports.
Imagine people like this believe that it's a lie to say that boys are playing in girl sports. It is a boy. No amount of hormones and them just saying, hey, I'm a girl now. Like, you just put on a wig. Like, you just put on a wig. Hey, I'm a girl now. Like, hey, let's play. High five. Like, hell no. I'm so serious. Like, I know I joke about stuff, but this, you guys already know, if you've been watching for a while, you already know I'm totally serious about all of this stuff. Like, the joking is the coping. That's really what it is, like, because the world is so crazy. It's like you have nothing to do but just laugh at how crazy these people are. Let's keep going.
First of all, we're talking about 5 people in the entire country.
You would prefer?
We're talking about trans girls being allowed to play with the people who are in their gender. And if you don't believe, you don't have to listen to me. Listen to the American Medical Association, the American Psychological Association.
The American Medical Association.
This is not about the issue.
Guys,
Right?
just one second.
This is about trying.
But we got good news, guys, because now we got Donald Trump in office, and he's going to take care of this issue once and for all. Now, obviously, when he's out of office, then people could try to reverse course or change things up. However, what I'm hoping that Donald Trump will do is shake things up so much politically to where even the radical left starts to kind of shy away from this issue because they feel like it's so unpopular, and since they're so power hungry and they want to win so badly that they'll move away from this issue too, and they might even consider try to shift and manipulate the culture as well in order to shy other more woker people away from this issue, to where effectively, if you're extremely woke, you'll be homeless, not in a literal sense for the people who are stupid as hell out there, but from a sense of politically, you really won't have a home. And I know a lot of these people, since they're so weak-minded, will fall in line and realize, okay, maybe these ideas are kind of effing stupid, so maybe some of them will at least stop believing this. But, you know, wishful thinking, but we'll see. Without further ado, let's get into what Trump has to say about this.
Here's my plan to stop the chemical, physical, and emotional mutilation of our youth. On day one, I will revoke Joe Biden's cruel policies on so-called gender-affirming care. Ridiculous. A process that includes giving kids puberty blockers, mutating their physical appearance, and ultimately performing surgery on minor children. Can you believe this? I will sign a new executive order instructing every federal agency to cease all programs that promote the concept of sex and gender transition at any age. I will then ask Congress to permanently stop federal taxpayer dollars from being used to promote or pay for these procedures, and pass a law prohibiting child sexual mutilation in all 50 states. It will go very quickly. I will declare that any hospital or healthcare provider that participates in the chemical or physical mutilation of minor youth will no longer meet federal health and safety standards for Medicaid and Medicare, and will be terminated from the program immediately. Furthermore, I will support the creation of a private right of action for victims to sue doctors who have unforgivably performed these procedures on minor children. The Department of Justice will investigate Big Pharma and the big hospital networks to determine whether they have deliberately covered up horrific long-term side effects of sex transitions in order to get rich at the expense of vulnerable patients, in this case, very vulnerable. We will also investigate whether Big Pharma or others have illegally marketed hormones and puberty blockers which are in no way licensed or approved for this use. My Department of Education will inform states and school districts that if any teacher or school official suggests to a child that they could be trapped in the wrong body, they will be faced with severe consequences, including potential civil rights violations for sex discrimination and the elimination of federal funding. As part of our new credentialing body for teachers, we will promote positive education about the nuclear family, the roles of mothers and fathers, and celebrating rather than erasing the things that make men and women different and unique. I will ask Congress to pass a bill establishing that the only genders recognized by the United States government are male and female, and they are assigned at birth. The bill will also make clear that Title IX prohibits men from participating in women's sports, and we will protect the rights of parents from being forced to allow their minor child to assume a gender which is new and an identity without the parent's consent. The identity will not be new, and it will not be without parental consent. No serious country should be telling its children that they were born with the wrong gender, a concept that was never heard of in all of human history. Nobody's ever heard of this, what's happening today. It was all when the radical left invented it just a few years ago.
Facts.
Under my leadership, this madness will end. Thank you very much.
I know gender dysphoria has been around for a while, but the only places that has really been nurtured is in first world European civilizations primarily. Okay, so this isn't really something that you're going to find all over other parts of the world that aren't first world, where people have first world problems that transcend basic survival needs. And the fact that these people are targeting and going after children, I want to give a personal thanks to Libs of TikTok. I can't remember the lady's name, but I know at least what she looks like because somebody doxed her a long time ago. But she revealed that a lot of this stuff was going on with the teachers, with the kids at school, and that so many people were targeting kids and trying to trans kids and all this stuff. She is single-handedly responsible for that. And then it was like this whole domino effect with Ron DeSantis and then Donald Trump, of course, as well. So regardless of these woke people, these people hopefully are going to be people of the past. We're going to get to the point of ostracizing them, making them look like the crazy lunatics that they are, that are going after and targeting kids. You saw this guy sounded emotional, like he was going to cry, like he was a little baby talking about this issue. But the people who should be upset is the parents, because you guys are trying to manipulate their kids, gaslight their kids, brainwash their kids, all behind their parents' back. Like the parent goes to work and they send little Timmy off to school, and then they come back little Tamara from school. Like, what the hell? Like, none of this stuff should be happening. It's sick. Honestly, it's insane. And that's why they got their ass kicked. And I'm hoping that Donald Trump needs to do some serious work to put things in place that make it extremely difficult for the woke left to reverse these things if they manage to win again, because eventually they will. They might in 2028, guys. And then there's midterms with Congress, so they're going to be all seething and acting all crazy. So he's got to do a lot of work fast within these first 2 years, really. And that's why I'm glad this is a day one initiative. Now, we don't know what's going to happen and how people are going to react to this. And I mean, you know, these types are rebellious and crazy and lunatics. So we don't know exactly what they're going to do in response to this. But I believe that Donald Trump will get this situation under control and that a lot of people will fall in line. Those are just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate y'all watching the Black Anomaly Rising channel. I'm out.
My sisters were on the left, and this is the first election that they voted for Trump. They're from Connecticut, dyed-in-the-wool Democrats, I guess you could say, and they moved away. And the trans issue was the #1 reason that they did. Yeah.